Pokemon Infinite Fusion is the fan-made game that allows you to fuse Pokemon together with over 170,000 different species. This game does have new custom sprites, and that's exactly what we'll be using. Some are absolutely amazing, while others, well, they might give you nightmares. For today though, I am going to see if I can beat Pokemon Infinite Fusion using only Aron fusions. Aron is my favorite Pokemon of all time, so I think it's only fitting to have our first run with this adorable little guy. I have chose to play this on modern mode and normal difficulty. Modern mode will give us a little bit more diversity in Pokemon over the generations that are included. I decided not to randomize for our first run, so it's a little bit easier to navigate for us. Now, running Aron fusions only is going to be a bit difficult, as we are not going to have a single Pokemon over 450 base stat totals. And of course, I'm not going to allow myself items in battle for this, so it could get a little bit interesting for us. With that though, let's get our first Aron from Oak and have some fun with it. Oh, you gotta be kidding me, really? Anyways, after making out of that hell, we are going to grab our first Pokemon to fuse, and it's going to be a Fletchling. Honestly, this fusion is awesome. It's like a little armored Robin, and I absolutely love it. With that though, it means that we are all ready for Brock, as we unfortunately do not have access to any Arons until after, but our little Ailing is all we need, as Brock in modern mode is now a steel type, not rock. Brock leads with his own Aron fusion and A-Duck, but our little Ailing bests it with a few mud slaps and takes it out quite quick. Brock's ace is a Steed Jr., and it made for a little bit of a tougher challenge, but our Steel Chicken is able to throw some mud in its face and finish it off, giving us our first gym badge. Okay, now this is just awesome. Should we do a starter or Hoenn fusion for our next run? Let me know in the comments what you think. Once in Mount Moon, we finally started our little army of Arons, and we get a few and have some partners ready to fuse with it already. Our first fusion is going to be a Trapinch, and you know what? I always wonder what Trapinch would look with a smaller head. Togepi is our next one up, and wow. Yeah, I'm gonna have nightmares over that one. That eyeball is wild. Lastly, for now, Ralts, and I love this. It's such a nice mix of the two, with a little bit of armor on the head and a little bit more of a design to it. While in Mount Moon though, we do learn about Team Rocket's new plan as they try and fuse 3 Pokemon together. This is just absolute madness. But what is more madness is the choice of 3 Pokemon they are making for their first attempt. Come on, even if you did get this on the first try, a first stage starter would beat this, let's be real. Just outside Mount Moon, our Togepi/Aron evolves into Togeron, and honestly, this is adorable. I love it. The little wings from Togetic is a nice little touch to it. And I also realized we lost the footage for our Ailing evolving, but our little chicken ain't so little anymore, as it's gone into a Fletchthunder. While looking for some new Pokemon to fuse, I finally come across a Heracross, which I was looking for quite some time, but I of course don't have any Pokeballs. Oh, okay.
What are you?
An idiot sandwich.
We did, however, get a Charmander, and this fusion is absolutely sick, and I'm excited to use it. It's going to be a huge help for the first rival fight too, as Turd leads off with a Cottonix, and well, our newly found Charmander, Aron, is able to take it out with only 5 HP. And thank goodness, it looks like Turd didn't get to keep that Mega Mewtwo. His ace looks like to be a Solalvi. It does take down our poor Lily with a unfortunately, but a Rock Tomb followed with a Drain Kiss is enough from our Togeron to avenge it. Turd sends out Niniard third and puts down our second Pokemon with some Leech Life. Thankfully, we're not doing a Nuzlocke here. This could be a bit of a bad run. But our Steel Chicken comes out next and is able to annihilate it with 1 Ember. All Turd has left is just a tiny Feebas, and well, we finish it off with a Metal Claw. While making our way through Nugget Bridge, Charmander does evolve, and well, it wasn't custom, so I am going to reverse it, and yeah, Emilion is just kind of meh for me, nothing too special. This Piplup fusion, however, though, oh my god, I think it is going to eat my soul if I look it directly in the eyes. Moving on to Misty, and I forgot to mention this for Brock since we only had 1 Pokemon, but in gym battles you can only bring the same amount of Pokemon as they use, so I decided to bring Jimothy the Charmeleon fusion and Rufus the Trapinch fusion. Since Misty is an ice type, this should give us a little bit of an advantage. Misty leads with a Glary, and I lead with Jimothy, and with 2 flame charges we are able to take it down with no issues. Misty then has a Manoras, and thanks to our flame charges we are able to outspeed and use a Rock Tomb, lowering Manoras' speed and getting some good chip. We then send out Rufus, and thankfully to his ability Sturdy, it survives a bubble beam and lands a rock gem boosted rock slide to take it out and giving us gym badge number 2. Let's go. Time for more fusions though, and yes, I did finally get that Heracross, and this fusion is awesome. And no, I'm not just saying that because I picked it as my thumbnail Pokemon. Also, look at this Shinx one. This is so awesome. You shall call it Sir Shinx of the Round Table. And well, that evolution didn't take long for us as we get a lot more armor onto this Shinx fusion. Let's go. On the SSN, we make quick work of our rival, only losing 2 of our team members, and make our way to getting the HM for cut. And while it sucks that this terrible puzzle has made it into this game, but we'll make do as we always do. We make it to Surge, and this one should be easy, right? Well, looks like I may have spoken too soon on that one. On our second attempt though, we lead with Bobbert, our Heracross fusion, and it's able to take down the Nose Key in 2 Brick Breaks. Koffaloom gave us a little bit more of a fight, but Bobbert is the legend we needed and is able to take it out with some aerial aces. Last is Houndblade, and this fusion is so amazing. It looks so fierce. I love it. Bobbert is able to outspeed it, which is perfect, and lands a huge aerial ace, taking it below half, activating its Citrus, but it does go down unfortunately. But our starter fusion is able to come out next and finish the Houndblade with a couple of pecks. And yeah, like I said, easy peasy. Okay, I get it, it was my second attempt, but we still showed Surge what's up. But with that, badge means more fusions. So let's start it off with a Gibble, and honestly, this is pretty cool. Jumpy Boy Gibble with 4 legs on the ground is exactly what we all needed. It's not long before our Gibble evolves, and it's too bad that there wasn't a custom evo for the setup we had, as we did have to reverse it, and well, I really did like the other one a lot better. This one's just very mad like a Emilion. A Ponyward and Aron, they make a spider with a knife out of his head. Cool. Squirtle makes this adorable little guy that I could just love forever. And well, our last one, Sandile, it kind of just made Aron's nose grows a little bit longer. It is what it is. Once in Lavender, we head to the Pokemon Tower, and the rival fight just gets easier for us, as Bobbert is able to take down his first 2 Pokemon. Ninjara does come out next and is able to take it out though, unfortunately, but we've got Jimothy, and it comes out and does massive damage before Terry decides to switch it, giving us all the momentum we could ask for, as Jimothy is able to take down the rest of their Pokemon without a sweat. Since we don't have the self-scope yet, we make our way to Celadon, where we find out Team Rocket is up to no good in the sewers of the city. And with the help of Erika, we navigate our way through and find Giovanni. It's time to battle the big bad boss. And this fight really made me miss Vanilla Giovanni, as his Kekgon just annihilates our team into nothing. I guess we need to get a wee bit stronger, as we were a little bit underleveled for this one. And these upgrades are huge for us too, as Jimothy is able to evolve and we get to see what an Azard looks like. Charizard, where'd your wings go? But this is not the only evolution, as we are able to see what a Verbarion looks like, and I gotta say, this evolution line has definitely been my favorite so far, and I'm excited to see what a Flygon looks like. On top of the evolutions, we added a new member to the team, Chikorita, which are able to level all the way up to Meganium, and this is the only time I will ever say something nice about this evolution line. Looks pretty cool fused with Aron. It kind of looks like it came back from the dead a bit. And I am gonna say, I'm so glad we added it to the team. I led Aninium in our second attempt versus Giovanni, and after getting swaggered, we are able to get up a Reflect. And then with a combination of Synthesis, we are able to gain some HP back and take down the Haunch thing with a couple of Iron Heads. And thanks to that swagger and the move Synthesis, Aninium is going to have some fun. Once we are almost at full health with Kelpgon, Aninium wipes it away with a Petal Dance. Giovanni then sends out Smeargar, and with a few Iron Heads, we take that down too, leaving just the Decidueye with Imposters, so it's going to be a mirror match. Aninium gets some good chip off it, but unfortunately goes down. But this opens the door for our Azard to come in and take it out with one last Flare Blitz. And we ride the high of confidence after being Giovanni and take on Erika's gym. We do have our Azard, and it's gonna be a huge help for her bug types as we take out her first 2 with Flare Blitz. Unfortunately, due to the recoil though, Azard does fall itself, but we still got the legend Bobbert in the back. After Erika's done healing, a final aerial ace nets us our 4th gym badge of the run, and you know what that means. Another badge, more fusions. Let's check out the Yawn Mask, and yeah, hands coming out of the body to hold the mask up. Nice little touch. Mimikyu decides to scrap the Pikachu outfit for an Aron one, and the blue button for eyes, I love it. And last, I've got Magikarp. And well, maybe Splash will actually hurt being built out of armor. Who knows? On our way to Fuchsia though, we don't get the armored fish for long as it evolves into an Eidos, and yeah, this is going to be a force for us and I'm excited to use it. And with all this evolution talk, I think Vaporeon felt a little left out, so let's introduce Flyron, and yeah, I still love this line. It's super consistent. This little guy's gonna be awesome. Okay, I didn't think Jinx could get any scarier, but I was definitely wrong on that. So I went to the Safari Zone before Koga. So more fusions, anybody? Trust me, they're worth it though. First, let's check out the Breloom, and yes, this is my new favorite one out of everything. No thoughts behind those eyes. My favorite of all time Pokemon and my favorite Gen 1 Pokemon, Scyther? Well, they make a mini Scyther. Those aren't swords for hands anymore, they're more like pin needles. Okay, I have to see what Shuckle does. And oh my, it's taken over Aron's body. Shuckle, what are you doing? Koga in modern mode is a dark type trainer, so I led with our new bug Cyron. And well, I went for neutral damage with X-Scissor, but then it turns out its first Pokemon is actually a Reoric, so we demolished it in one shot. He then sends out Abtop, and we trade some attacks, but due to him healing, we only got Abtop to about half health before a close combat finally takes down our mini Scyther. But that means it's time for a Loom's debut, and she does not disappoint. A quick Mach Punch finishes Abtop off quickly. Haunchfire is third, and while a combo of Sky Uppercut and Mach Punch finishes it off nice and quick for us. Last is the true Weirion, but the combination of Leech Seed and Mach Punch made this one quite trivial, and we get our 5th gym badge. And since we already went to the Safari Zone, let's just head straight to Saffron, where our rival Turd wants to battle. Again? Come on man, just leave me alone at this point. Turd leads with a Whimsray as we lead with a Loom, but it just goes for Volt Switch and swaps into Lamp Cell, while I hit a Leech Seed. Perfect. Since Turd switched, I think we should too, and we go into our Azard where we come and get frozen by an Ice Beam. Oh, nice. But after a Fire Blast from the Lamp Cell, we do defrost and take it out with a Rock Slide. Magic is next, and well, that was an easy one since it didn't register we're Steel typing and just kept trying to use Toxic, so easy. Ryupion is a little tougher though, as a Flare Burst just does under half, and then a Hyper Voice takes us down. But we have an answer. Eidos comes out and we have Dragon Dance getting a nice speed and attack boost, which allows us to finish the Ryopion with a couple Iron Heads. And from here, all we need to do is Ice Fang and Iron Head, as Eidos is able to finish off the back half of Turd's team. And well, good guy Turd actually ends up helping us out with our next task, as we do have to take on Giovanni once more, and it ends up being a double battle with him, and he was a huge help as we take down Giovanni in our first attempt in the first run. Let's carry this momentum over to Sabrina, and well, our lead does not go overly well. Sabrina takes out Azard pretty quick, as we don't even do half damage to Togatails. But our little Flyron is able to withstand a hit, getting a Dragon Dance off, and then taking it out with an Earthquake. Okay, I see you, little guy. And then we get a huge flinch on Marikyu with an Iron Head, and then Sabrina switches out for some reason into Silvor, and it takes a massive Iron Head from Flyron. Okay. After wasting all our heals, Sabrina does decide to switch back to Marikyu and just leaves it out to dry as we get a free KO. Silvor does come back, and it's going to go down to an Iron Head too as we outspeed. Sabrina, are you okay over there? But all good things do come to an end as Selfix finishes us off, and yeah, you did great work there, little buddy. I'm very proud. Aninium then comes out and doesn't get the job done, unfortunately. Just couldn't quite finish Selix, but it got a good chip on it. It did make it pretty easy for our Cyron, giving us our first victory versus Sabrina in our 6th gym badge. Now, before Blaine, I do have a little bit of a fusion here. Let's check out the Lapras from Silphco with an Aron. Oh no. It looks like it took a bad mutation from the green ooze from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Eugh. The Blaine fight though is honestly a walk. Eidos has a lead. We are able to set up Dragon Dance until we have 23 HP, and then we strike. Blaine, being a Psychic type gym lead and well, +5 boosted crunches, takes out its whole team except the Octator due to a Focus Sash. But our AQ is able to come out next and finish it off with a feint attack and an easy gym fight. I'm not going to complain about one bit. Especially because this next battle is supposed to be one of the toughest ones in the game. Team Rocket has perfected the 3 Pokemon fusion, and it's no ordinary Pokemon like we thought. It's the 3 legendary birds. And these birds get to attack us 3 times through our 1, so this is going to be quite tricky. Or it would have been if we didn't bring our Lapron. After setting up Reflect with Aninium, I send out our Lapron to use Perish Song. Now, we just gotta wait 3 turns and these birds will be no more. Gotta love me some Treesy strats, especially with a fight that I think would have been extremely tough on our little Arons. But this is not the last of Giovanni just yet. We've got one more battle for the 8th gym badge, but this is probably our easiest one for Giovanni yet. After setting up Reflect with Aninium and Dragon Dancing with Eidos, we won this in no problem. Honestly, the more we got to the final battle versus him, the more it felt like good old trash Giovanni again. Well. Turd, you here for another ass kicking or what? Yeah, that was easy. Hoping we continue this going into the Elite Four. I've got one last fusion before we hit the Elite Four. It's very suiting for this run as we fuse Aron with Aggron to make Mini Aggron. That is, on the ground. Honestly, I love it, and we should have done this way sooner. The Elite Four is upon us, and let's take a look at what we are bringing. Aninium, been there in the trenches for us since joining the squad, very trusted. Eidos, our sweeper Dragon Dance has become up huge for us lately. AQ, this little one is gonna be sneaky good for us, especially with its ability. Aggron, the new recruit, how could we not bring it in our time of need? Illum, my favorite of all fusions we have seen so far. And finally, Lyron. You just never know when the small fry's gonna strike. Our first opponent, the water type specialist Lorelei, and this is going to be a bit tricky. We lead Aninium versus Polion, and after some back and forth and heals from Lorelei, Aninium comes out on top with Petal Blizzard. He then sends out Pagucum. Don't ask. We set up Reflect expecting to go down, but we live on 3 HP, allowing us to take it out with a single Petal Blizzard. Unfortunately, its ability Inwards takes down our Aninium, but it is what it is. Illum comes out next for us as she sends out Scartops. I decide to start bulking up as we have leftovers equipped, hoping to survive long enough. And thanks to our ability Effect Spore, this works out nicely as Scartops takes a nice little snooze and lets us set up a sub. And then Illum's able to take out Scartops with a few Seed Bombs, but not before it takes out our sub. Gyaraku is third, but it does pitiful damage due to bulk up, and after popping its air balloon, a second Seed Bomb takes it out. Unfortunately, that's it for Illum as Milatina drops it pretty quick. But our sneaky ace AQ comes in and is able to take down the Water Serpent in 2 Play Roughs. All she has left is Kingstar, but it's just not strong enough to win this battle as AQ gets us out of our first Elite Four member with a dub. Bruno is second in. Oh my god, this Groudon Aerodactyl fusion is so awesome. Except for the fact it dismantled our whole team. Only able to survive was Flyron due to Bruno not hitting EQ. But Armazor comes out and just cleans up the mess anyways for him. On our second attempt, I led with Eidos instead of Aninium and set up Dragon Dance 3 times, and then, well, we got to sweeping. Well, until King Rong came back out because it survived on Sturdy and sends our big Steel Snake to the underworld with an Earthquake. But we still have AQ in the back, and after a bulk up, she is able to finish off the rest of Bruno's team with a mix of Earthquakes and Iron Heads. Let's go. We just had to get by that beast Aerodon, and it was smooth sailing from here on out. Now, this Agatha fight was an absolute snooze fest. And it's cause Clinkfish just didn't want to attack, and it allowed my Eidos to set up the +6 attack and speed with Dragon Dance, and, well, you know what happened from there. Eidos just demolished her team with EQ and Iron Heads. It is what it is. Our final Elite Four member is going to be Lance, and it's going to be a bit tricky for us, even though he is a flying type leader and most of our team is part rock. I led with Aggron, who hasn't seen much action, and it is able to survive an Aura Sphere from Toga Flame due to Sturdy, and then it misses a Rock Slide. Okay, that's why you've been on the bench for this whole Elite Four run. AQ comes out next and bulks up while its Disguise saves us from attack, and then Ironhead one-shots it. Skepdactyl, which, wow, again, awesome. I'm a big fan of these Aerodactyl fusions so far. It's not strong enough though, and Q takes it down in 2 iron hits. But this is where Q's story comes to an end as Dark Knight comes out to burn it to a crisp with a Fire Blast. Eidos comes out and sets up 2 Dragon Dances as we get lucky with a Fire Blast miss on the second one, allowing our guy to win the rest of this match with absolute ease. Lance, I'm no Pokemon master just yet. We have one more challenge ahead of us. Our good old friend Turd. And well, the first attempt goes brutal. We are able to defeat one of his team members as Chandevel comes out and absolutely destroys her team, being faster and having quad effective moves versus us. Sweet. I gave this a couple more tries before realizing we really needed to regroup and come back stronger. So that's what we did, and we came back with a plan. Eidos is going to lead. We're going to Dragon Dance twice while Ninsharp also sets up. Then Eidos is going to start Rock Tombing, but Ninsharp actually Baton Pass on this turn, bringing out Torterion, which is honestly perfect because Rock Tomb puts it into healing range, causing a loop of heals until Torterion is no longer faster, and then Eidos is able to finish it off. Luxius comes out next, and we are able to land an Earthquake doing 3/4 of damage while Thunderbolt absolutely rifles us. You did great, buddy. I'm proud of you. AQ comes out, and we are going to take Luxius out with 1 Earthquake. Turd then sends out Chandevel, and this is where our plan goes into action. I sub Flyron in for a quick sack following the 2 Fire Blasts, and then Aggron's time is to shine. Aggron survives a blizzard while landing a Rock Tomb to lower its speed. Chandevel then heals, but it doesn't matter because our Aggron hits a critical hit Rock Slide, OHKOing the beast known as Chandevel. Haximance is next, but Aggron has done exactly what I needed of it, so we let it go down to an Earthquake. I then send out Aninium, which is bulky enough to survive a shot, landing Toxic, wasting Haximance Lumberry. A second Outrage takes out our poor little Dino, now leaving a time to shine our Fairy type a Q. Due to our Disguise resetting, I bulk up once and then finish it off in our next turn with a Play Rough after it hits itself with Confusion. Let's go! Reunion is out next, but an Iron Head sends it back to its ball as quick as it came out. All that's left is Ninsharp, and while due to our bulk up, it's not doing enough as we are able to take it out, and we are the champions. We did it. Our little Aron fusions did it. We have defeated Turd and became the champion of the Kanto regions using only Aron fusions. I had a ton of fun with this. There was a ton of cool fusions. It was absolutely awesome. I hope you all enjoyed it. And if you have any more ideas for more Infinite Fusions, let me know in the comments below. As always, if you enjoyed yourself, hit that like button. And if you really enjoyed yourself, hit that sub button. But until next time, have a good one.